For decades, Western alliances like NATO and the G7 have defined the global power structure. But what happens when leaders from outside these alliances start making moves that could shift the balance of power? At the BRICS 2024 summit in Kazan, Russian President Vladimir Putin hosted a gathering of world leaders, and two figures in particular, Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan, stole the spotlight. Together, they sent a clear message. New alliances are taking shape, and these alliances might just change everything. Is Turkey, a NATO member, shifting away from the West? Could India, traditionally non-aligned, be pivoting towards Eastern powers? And what does this mean for the future of global alliances? The events at BRICS 2024 have left the West stunned. The BRICS coalition, comprising Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, was established with the intention of creating a counterbalance to Western dominance in global financial and political institutions like the United Nations, IMF, and World Bank. Founded initially as an economic bloc, BRICS has grown into a geopolitical force representing about 40% of the world's population and a quarter of its GDP. While the West has relied on alliances like NATO and the G7 to exert influence, BRICS seeks a world order that's multipolar, where power is distributed more equitably. This push for influence challenges the West's role in institutions that some argue prioritize Western interests over the needs of the global South. As the BRICS coalition expands and adds new members, including potential additions like Saudi Arabia and Turkey, its influence grows even more pronounced. The Kazan summit represents a critical moment in this shift, showcasing the ambitions of leaders like Modi and Erdogan to reshape global alliances. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has crafted a unique diplomatic approach that avoids direct alignment with either the West or the East. India, while a member of BRICS, has maintained close economic ties with Western nations, particularly the United States and the European Union. However, Modi's recent actions signal that India's vision for the future may lie in balancing both sides, drawing influence from multiple alliances without being dependent on any single one. At BRICS 2024, Modi emphasized the importance of strengthening multilateralism, advocating for a world order where emerging economies have a more significant voice in global affairs. Modi's call for a multipolar world reflects India's goal to pursue its own interests and reinforce its autonomy. India's stance on issues like the Russia-Ukraine conflict, where it has chosen a neutral position despite Western pressure, demonstrates its commitment to this non-aligned approach. India's strategic partnerships within BRICS allow it to explore energy cooperation, technological innovation, and trade agreements, all while maintaining strong ties with Western markets. By engaging with both sides, India bolsters its position as a bridge between East and West, enhancing its influence in the global arena. Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan's involvement in BRICS is particularly surprising given Turkey's historical alignment with the West. As a NATO member, Turkey has traditionally been seen as part of the Western Bloc, even though its journey toward EU membership has faced continuous obstacles. However, Erdogan's recent engagement with BRICS signals a shift in Turkey's foreign policy and a potential pivot away from Western alliances. At the summit, Erdogan expressed a strong interest in strengthening Turkey's ties with BRICS members, hinting at the possibility of closer economic and diplomatic relations with Russia and China. This move has significant implications for Turkey's role within NATO, as it raises questions about Turkey's commitment to Western interests, especially considering NATO's opposition to Russia's actions in Ukraine. For Erdogan, aligning with BRICS offers a path toward greater autonomy, allowing Turkey to negotiate from a position of strength with both the EU and the US. By diversifying its alliances, Turkey gains leverage over NATO, making it clear that it is not bound to follow Western policies unconditionally. Erdogan's approach highlights Turkey's ambition to establish itself as a regional power capable of operating independently from Western influence. As Erdogan and Modi solidify their connections with BRICS, Western powers are growing increasingly anxious. The potential of Turkey, a longtime NATO member, aligning more closely with BRICS raises alarm bells in Washington and Brussels. If Turkey continues to engage with BRICS, it could weaken NATO's unity and disrupt the West's collective approach to global challenges, especially in the face of Russian and Chinese influence. Moreover, the US and EU, fear that a strengthened BRICS alliance could undermine the influence of Western-led organizations like the IMF, World Bank, and even the UN. Already, BRICS members have discussed the possibility of alternative financial systems that would bypass Western institutions, weakening the global leverage of the US dollar and the euro. This new strategic alignment threatens to reduce the West's dominance in global finance and trade, challenging the Western-centric order established after World War II. The West now faces a dilemma: how to respond to a world that no longer aligns neatly into East and West blocs. The emergence of alliances that include both traditional allies and historic rivals creates a more complex geopolitical landscape, where Western dominance can no longer be taken for granted. For both Modi and Erdogan, aligning with BRICS offers significant benefits. Modi's engagement with BRICS strengthens India's ties within Asia and beyond, providing India with a platform to advance its leadership in the global south. By fostering relationships with countries like Russia and China, Modi positions India as a central player in a new multipolar world, reducing its dependence on Western power. Erdogan, meanwhile, sees BRICS as an alternative pathway to achieve Turkey's goals. The economic partnerships and trade opportunities offered by BRICS can help Turkey address its own economic challenges, while diplomatic support from BRICS nations bolsters Turkey's position on the global stage. For Erdogan, the BRICS alliance allows Turkey to pursue its interests without being tethered solely to NATO or EU policies. Together, Modi and Erdogan's involvement in BRICS strengthens the coalition's credibility and reach. As these leaders leverage BRICS to build new partnerships, they signal to the world that alliances are no longer limited by traditional East-West divisions. The BRICS 2024 summit in Kazan may well be a turning point in the global order. As more nations seek to diversify their alliances, the influence of traditional Western blocs like NATO and the G7 may diminish. If BRICS continues to grow and attract members like Saudi Arabia and Turkey, it could redefine global power structures, establishing itself as a formidable alternative to the Western-led order. This shift toward a multipolar world presents both opportunities and challenges. For countries like India and Turkey, it offers the chance to exert more influence and negotiate from a position of strength. However, it also raises questions about how the West will adapt to a world where power is increasingly shared among diverse coalitions. The global stage is being reshaped, and the implications for international relations, trade, and security are profound. The 2024 BRICS Summit has marked a new chapter in global alliances, with leaders like Modi and Erdogan redefining their nations' roles on the world stage. By strengthening ties with BRICS, they are challenging the dominance of Western-led institutions and advocating for a more balanced, multipolar world. This move leaves the West with difficult questions about its future influence and the cohesion of its alliances. As these emerging alliances take shape, the global balance of power is shifting before our eyes. What do you think? Are we witnessing the dawn of a new world order, or will the West adapt to maintain its influence? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you found this analysis insightful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay updated on the latest global developments.